What's up, everybody? This is HBT with the Straight Up Wrestling Show, and I'm going to talk about Monday Night Raw, and I'm going to talk about AEW Dynamite from Wednesday this week. Earlier I tried to talk about it, but didn't actually get everything I wanted to talk about. But my man Christopher Burton, he saw like the last hour, I guess, of Raw, and he saw a little bit of Dynamite, so he didn't get to see everything. But pretty much I watched both episodes, so I'm gonna go ahead and give you a rundown of my ratings and what I thought about the show. First off, on Monday Night Raw, it was on 11/28/2022. We had Becky Lynch come out. You know, Becky Lynch had a segment. Becky Lynch, she went out into the crowd. Man, she was, conversing with the crowd, talking with people in the crowd, and basically getting their names. And next thing you know, Bayley showed up and got into the ring, and she got into a tiff back and forth with Becky Lynch, and Becky Lynch was talking to some of the fans and pretty much directing some of the fans' comments at Bayley. And this one guy named Bob, and Bayley said Bob sucked, and and Becky Lynch went over there and said Bob didn't suck. So man, this right here, was going on pretty well. The next thing you know, you had Io Sky and Dakota Kai of Damage Control come from the back, come running down the stairs, and Becky Lynch saw him coming down. I don't know if fans alerted her or whatever, but she pretty much was on what Bayley was trying to do. Bayley was pretty much trying to play cat and mouse, and pretty much was fooling Becky. So Becky turned around and she went up and she was fighting Damage Control through the crowd, man. Damage Control pretty much was getting a little bit of the advantage at first, taking her outside the doors, but Becky Lynch fought back the whole time. Bayley come up the other way up the steps, and so Bayley come up and she was fighting, so she had nowhere to go. She couldn't, go anywhere. The only thing she could really do was fight. So they fighting through the crowd all the way out the door into the area of, when you coming into the arena. And then I think they went outside, they fighting outside, and it went over to the merchandise table, and Becky pretty much took care of business, man. She was throwing these girls around, and she was using shirts or whatever she could over there in the merchandise area, hitting them with dolls or whatever she could, stuffed animals or stuffed material, whatever that she could get her hands on. She worked over Damage Control, man, and she pretty much won the fight out there. So man, big ups to Becky Lynch. I give that a thumbs up and 4 stars on that segment. Way to start off Monday Night Raw. Then we had Rhea Ripley versus Mia Yim, man. Minchin, they call it Minchin. So it means crazy or whatever in Korean or something like that. At least I'm thinking, but whatever. That's what they saying they called her. But yeah, Rhea Ripley, and man, she talk about a contender for the top prize over there in WWE Raw. Man, she is definitely a top contender, most definitely. The match, it turned out pretty good. Basically it was okay. I'm gonna go ahead and give that match 2 stars. That's when those two was going against each other. But what happened here is, I think, let me go back and let me think a little bit. What happened is what is his name? Dominic come out, and you had Dominic come out, and then you had let's see, from the OC, you had our man AJ Styles get involved. Well, just basically pretty much it turned into an 8-man tag team match with Judgment Day versus the OC, and the whole thing, I'm gonna jump it up from a 2 to a 4. So it got from 2 to 4.5 stars. Both teams put it together straight up. So you had Rhea Ripley, you had Damian Priest, you had Finn Balor, and you had Dominic Mysterio against Mia Yim, AJ Styles. Let's see, who's those guys? Carl Anderson and Luke Gallows. So it was the OC versus Judgment Day, man, and that, like I say, it was a very good match, hard hitting match. And I guess I don't want to say, I'll just say 8-way tag team match. because it was, men and women in this thing. But man, I gave it 4.5 stars. It definitely was a very good match. I was very impressed. So to start off Monday Night Raw, we had a four-star segment with the Becky Lynch and the fight against Damage Control, which Becky Lynch, she showed who she is and she took care of business. And then we had the eight mixed tag team match between the Judgment Day and the OC, and I give that 4.5 stars. Definitely very good, a very good way to start Raw. I enjoyed it very much. Then we had the Street Profits segment, and it was interrupted by Sheesh Alpha Academy. Man, I give that a thumbs up. The Street Profits, they definitely know how to get their talk on. They definitely know how to, move the crowd and pretty much keep you in tune. And then you had my man, Gable come out and with his homie Otis, Alpha Academy, and man, they definitely know how to entertain the crowd too. So I definitely have to give that a thumbs up. Then we had Bloodline promo, man. We had a Bloodline promo, and it was interrupted by Kevin Owens, and I give that a thumbs up and 4 stars. Next, man, we had Candace Lorraine interview segment. It was good, and before that, they showed her getting jumped a month ago by Damage Control. Yeah, Damage Control had jumped her, and Candace Lorraine had got hurt. She was out a month, and so we saw something that was gonna go on there. And as who was it? Dakota Kai. Not Dakota Kai. Candace Lorraine. She was walking down the hall, and after the interview, she was walking down the hall, and somebody was peeking out at her, and I'm thinking it was Dakota Kai. I'm not sure, but yeah, that was a pretty good interview, definitely. So next, man, we had Riddle and Elias interview segment with Byron Saxton. Now that right there got a thumbs down, man. I give that a thumbs down. Man, it just, and the Usos came out, they intervened in it, but they still couldn't save it. So, but I definitely give that a thumbs down. That was the first thumbs down of the night. Then we had the Street Profits take on Chad Gable and Otis. I gave that match 2.5 stars. It was a decent match. That's pretty much all I can really say about it. We've seen this match a lot. So, I mean, before Vince McMahon before they had panhandled him, before they had walked him out the door, we basically saw this match a good bit, but still was an entertaining match. I gave it 2.5 stars. Next, man, we had Austin Theory segment interrupted by Seth Rollins. That right there, that segment gets 4 stars and definitely a thumbs up, man. It was very good. Austin Theory, this thing right here is working very well for him. This very, very ticked off young man who Seth Rollins continued to call a kid, and that the people are calling the kid. This right here got 4 stars and definitely a thumbs up. And like I say, I don't know how this thing gonna work out with Austin Theory having a U.S. belt. This is his 2nd title reign, but it seemed like he's pretty much being pushed on us. But when it boils down to it, I think he definitely has what it takes to get the crowd, just everybody to hate him so much that he's gonna be around. I mean, he kind of remind me. He's kind of like Austin Theory right now is kind of like, who was the guy over there in AEW that everybody can't stand? Let's see. I can't think of his name right now, but Ty Mello's, Ty Mello or Tate Conti's man or whatever. But you guys know who I'm talking about. But this kind of reminds me of that. But the difference is with this Austin Theory, people want to see him wrestle, and over there in AEW, they don't want to see the other guy wrestle. I can't think of his name, but it's right on the tip of my tongue, man. I can see it, but I can't say it. All right, man. Next, we had Johnny Gargano, Miz, Dexter Lumis promo. It was okay, but it seems out of place. It does. I mean, that thing with that Dexter Lumis and that Miz thing, they still trying to work that thing, and Johnny Gargano is in between it. But for some reason, that thing, it just seems out of place to me. So, man, I gave it a thumbs down. Next, man, we had Miz versus Dexter Lumis. Lumis took the win here. I gave the match 1.5 stars. It was an okay match. Dexter Lumis seemed like, to me, he should be in NXT. And I'm sorry if anybody liked Dexter or whatever. I do like Dexter. I like what he's doing. I like his character and all that. He crawling around the ring, and he's pretty quick, man. And he definitely has the body. He has the size to be over there in WWE. On the Raw brand, or man, even on SmackDown or whatever. He definitely has. He definitely has all the tools, but right now I just think he should still be on NXT. He just reminds me of a character that should be on NXT. But so I went ahead and gave that match 1.5 stars, man. It just wasn't really that great of a match. But Lumis, man, with that win, he got a WWE contract and he gets all his money from Miz. So next, man, we had Dakota Kai versus Candace LeRae. Candace LeRae jumped Dakota on the ramp. That was just flat out crazy, man. But this match, man, was pretty doggone good. Both women worked hard and put together some very incredible moves in the match. And one thing, man, about Dakota Kai, like I said, Dakota Kai is a killer with that leg, man. I just love the way she does that double kick. And I mean, she really knows how to put it on you. And I tell you, Candace LeRae done some athletic stuff, definitely in this match. I gave it 3 stars, but on the low end, it barely made that 3 stars, but I gave it 3 stars. And next, man, we had Bianca Belair, Asuka, Alexa Bliss interview, and that was good. It was a very good interview. Now, Alexa Bliss, man, now one thing about her, she doesn't seem too thrilled with Bianca right now. Look out for that one. I mean, Alexa Bliss, I'm thinking that she's probably gonna end up with Bray Wyatt or something like that. I don't know if she's gonna stay with this group. She's gonna end up attacking Bianca Belair. She wants to get back up to where she's on the top of the hill. I have no idea what's going on with this, but Alexa, she just, but hey, she might end back up with Bray Wyatt and, like I say, still come out to the title. So Bianca needs to watch out for that. I don't know if Bianca gonna continue to hold the title. We're gonna end up in Bayley's hands, and then it's gonna end up in Becky's hands. But either way it go, I think Alexa Bliss wants that title. So man, everybody better watch out. So next, man, we had Kevin Owens versus Jay Uso. Now, I thought this was a very, very good match, man. Very good match. I gave this 4 stars. It was a fist fight until the end, man. I loved every minute of it. And, it just, even with all outside interference, my man Kevin Owens was still able to get over. So, hey, it is what it is. Kevin Owens took care of Jay Uso in that match. And, some of the things, man, that happened in that match, they trying to help Jay Uso. It backfired on him, man. Definitely backfired on him. All right, man, let's talk about AEW Dynamite from Indianapolis, Indiana. Now, I kind of like this. That was in a smaller arena. It was at Farmers Arena, Farmers Coliseum, and that thing only holds 4,500. AEW looked packed out. They was able to lighten the arena more than what they usually have it. It was light. It was lights in there. You could see everything. I liked it. And man, the show turned out pretty good. But before that, I'm going to give you my final rating for Raw Monday night. I gave it 3.5 stars. The part that Chris saw at the end, Chris didn't like it at all. But man, overall, I gave the show 3.5 stars. I saw the whole thing, and from the beginning, at first, man, it was like a 4-star show. And then at the end of the show, it still was pretty good, and it ended off really well. I gave it 3.5 stars. It was a very good show. AEW Dynamite from Indianapolis, Indiana. So, man, first we had Jon Moxley promo. Big reception for Jon Moxley, man, in this small arena. So I got to give him that. He was 90 miles from home, and he was interrupted by Adam Page, man. So Adam Page come out there and interrupted Jon Moxley, and those two, man, got into a fight. So, I give that a thumbs up. Definitely give that a thumbs up. And, they was fighting back and forth, man, all over the place. Next, man, we had Dax Harwood versus Bryan Danielson, 2.5 stars. I thought that was a good match. Wasn't the greatest match, but it definitely was pretty good because both of these guys are very tough competitors. Both of them know the sport. Both of them know how to put together anything, anything that they can thumb up, man. They can put it together, and they can put it together against quality competition, and they definitely was able to do that in this match. Man, next we had the Ricky Starks interview with Tony Schiavone. That gets a thumbs up from me, man. It was a very good interview. Ricky Starks, man, he's another guy who knows how to lay it down on the mic. He knows how to control it. Great MC when he's on the mic. All right, man. Next, we had after the commercial, we had Paige and Mox. Whoa. So it says Paige and Mox was still fighting after the commercial. Getting there, and they was throwing them out of the arena. Yeah, they showed that, and I'm pretty sure, I don't think all this other stuff went on. I don't know if it was, man. If it was, these jokers, man, they just couldn't stop fighting, and they both got thrown out of the arena because, after the commercial, they showed Paige and Mox, they were still fighting, man. That was pretty crazy. Next, we had Renee Paquette interview with Jericho Society and Claudio Castagnoli and Wheeler Yuta. I did not give anything. I did not put anything down with that. That was okay. I thought it was okay. It wasn't bad at all. I didn't really put down a rating, no thumbs up or any thumbs down with that, but it was okay. That's the only thing I can really say. Next, man, we had AR Fox versus Samoa Joe. I gave that 2 stars, although Fox fought hard. Joe played with him, and that's just the way I feel about it. And pretty much, and Joe did what he wanted to do. 2 stars for that. Next, man, we had Samoa Joe short promo after this match. It was okay. It was interrupted by Wardlow, who proceeded to say it was his world. It was okay. That right there was okay. I kind of like wish Samoa Joe would have talked a little bit more before Wardlow had interrupted him. But, man, it is what it is. It was okay. All right, man. Hobbs short video gets a thumbs up. He was walking through the hood, man. So, hey, and, all these guys looking up, man, who is that? Who is that? But anytime you see a guy, man, that big, anywhere walking around, especially, man, in the hood or whatever, man, you're going to take notice, because, I mean, it's a lot of tough guys, man. A lot of tough guys in the hood and everything like that. But I mean, somebody that big, you like, hey, he either came out of jail, he goes out working out or whatever, but he looks like a tough guy, man, that definitely can handle himself. So I'll go ahead and get a thumbs up. All right, man, MJF promo, man, that gets 5 stars, but I got a lot to say on this MJF promo, and I wanted to get on, man, that night or the next night and talk with Chris about MJF's promo. But I'm definitely gonna come on and talk about this promo. I got a few things to say about the promo and about the direction that MJF is going in his career. Now, I've already talked about this. So, a lot of you guys who listen to the Straight Up Wrestling Show and be checking us out know I've already talked about this and talked about some of the things that MJF is going to do. But this right here, man, I think needs to be addressed. Definitely needs to be addressed, this promo, and how he, a lot of the things that he said and where we see him going from here, and where would this guy take his talents to. And I mean, it's gonna be up to him how far he goes in this business when it boils down to it. Now, it's on Tony Khan too, and it's on WWE if they get a hold of him. Definitely on them too to promote this guy, man. But we will see how far he can go. But man, it was a blistering promo. The guy knows how to talk. He's probably the best in the business when it comes down to wrestlers. The only person you can really put up there with him, you could say somebody like Paul Heyman, or you could say who was the other guy, man? Let's say Paul Heyman MVP. Those two guys, man, probably can be They could probably go blow for blow with this guy on the microphone. All right, man. Next we had Ethan Page promo along with Stokely Carmichael, or is it Stokely Hathaway, or whatever you want to call him. Ethan Page promo along with Stokely Carmichael and Matt Hardy. That got I give that a thumbs up. Man, Ethan Page is another one, man. Great promo guy, knows what to say. And he just has it. He's natural with it, and he's natural with the crowd, and he's a great wrestler. It's about time, man, that Ethan Page get his due, and he's looking good with everything that he does, man, and says, hey, man, hey, the best, best of all, fortune for him going forward, man. And I know this thing with him and Ricky Starks, like I say, is boiling over, but I love both of them. But man, I would love to see Ethan Page or Ricky Starks definitely get to the top of the hill. Next, man, we had Ricky Starks versus Ari Daivari. Ari Daivari went out there and jumped Ricky Starks from the get-go, man. He jumped him. You know, he wanted to show him who he was, and he was serious about winning that match. But hey, Ari Daivari lost, and I gave this match 2 stars. It was okay. That's all I can really say. It was okay. All right, man. Next, we had the Tony Schiavone interview with Britt Baker, Jamie Hayter, and Rebel. That gets a thumbs up, definitely. Hayter is going to get tired of being in the background, man. She's going to get tired of being in the background of DMD. Britt Baker takes all the spotlight, even when those girls are there. You know, Britt was, even though Hayter is the champion, Britt was the focal point. And I tell you what, Hayter's going to get tired of that. And those two women will be clashing soon, man. She definitely needs to be in the spotlight. Hayter is the heavyweight champion. Anna Jay. All right, man. Next we had Anna Jay accompanied by Tay Mello versus Willow Nightingale. Willow Nightingale, man. Now Willow Nightingale is getting very popular. Came out there, man. The crowd is dancing. People really getting into it. Willow Nightingale, she definitely really know how to rock the crowd, man. And yeah, this match right here, it was pretty good. I mean, it was a decent match. It wasn't a great match. And Anna Jay, I like Anna Jay too. I like her, and I like Willow Nightingale. I give it 2 stars. Anna Jay, she needs to decide on what she wants to be. One thing about Anna Jay, you know, I kind of like that, the crazy Anna Jay, where she was wanting to choke everybody out. They need to bring that back, man. It was hilarious. So they need to really look into what she's doing and keep. You know, they need to keep something on her. They need to keep an identity on her. Make a decision on what they want to do. And we know what Ty Mello is doing, man. Ty Mello, she's trying to look sexy or whatever. I think that's all she's really interested in, is looking sexy. All right, man. The return of Ruby Soho and her beatdown of Ty Mello gets a thumbs up. Now, Ty Mello, man, she was like shocked, you know, to see Ruby come back out. Ruby was standing right behind her, but Ty Mello went up there and tried to fight her, man. They just basically went at it. But you know, Ruby definitely got the advantage and pretty much was taking her out. You know, she took control of it. And Ruby Soho, you know, this right here, he gets a thumbs up. All right, man. We had QT Marshall and Orange Cassidy interview segment with Tony Schiavone. That definitely gets a thumbs up. It was a short interview. You know, QT Marshall was saying he wants a shot at that doggone title that Orange Cassidy is holding. I can't remember, Western Heritage or whatever it is, Western States or whatever it is. I can't remember what it is, what the name of the title is, because it's pretty much been kind of like irrelevant or whatever. But QT Marshall and Orange Cassidy, that was a pretty good interview. I'd give that a thumbs up. Next, man, we had Jade Cargill segment with the baddies. That definitely gets a thumbs up. I mean, Jade Cargill, I mean, hey, what can you say? Jade Cargill, which she demands respect, and she gets it, and she knows how to lay it down on the mic, and she knows how to get attention. Now they was up in Indianapolis, Indiana. That's where one of Chris and I, one of our friends, a homegirl, Larkin Danielle. Larkin Danielle lives in Indiana, and Larkin was in the crowd with the baddies. So, man, big ups to Larkin, man. And she got a picture taken with Jade Cargill and the rest of the baddies. But, yeah, she was out there. She was one of the girls. She was the short girl in the blue, the short blonde in the blue. Definitely, she was out there hanging with the baddies. So, big up to my girl, Larkin Danielle. Man, and yeah. All right, so, but yeah, I love that interview, man, and they did have, at the end of that, we had Mark Sterling come in, and he's still a representative of Jade Cargill. I didn't know that, but he come in, and basically she kicked out my girl Kiera Hogan. Oh my God, man, I feel like crying. Oh no, not Kiera, but man, he kicked Kiera out, told her services is no longer needed with the baddies. So rockabye baby, you're out of here, whatever. But man, love Kiera Hogan, man. Just basically, I'm just being straight up. I just think the girl, I think she's a pretty good wrestler, but I definitely think she's good looking, and I liked her being in that group of the baddies. But hey, we'll see where she goes from here. All right, man, The Claim and Daddy The Claim and Daddy Ass segment was silly. It made me laugh, and that's all I'll say about that. Neither a thumbs up or thumbs down, but you know, it was just a silly segment. It was kind of funny. Then, man, we had the Elite defeated Death Triangle in the best of 6. Now it's 2 wins for Triangle and 1 win for Elite. I gave that 3 stars. Man, a bunch of flippity floppity stuff in this thing, man. A lot of gymnastics or whatever, but still, it was a good match. Man, 3 stars. But I'm gonna go ahead and give and talking about 3 stars, I'm gonna go ahead and give AEW Dynamite 3 stars for the night. It was a pretty good show. You know, I had no problems with it, and 3.5 stars for Monday Night Raw. But man, definitely thank you guys for checking this out, and hopefully we'll be back on and do some lives with you guys, man. So man, be looking out for the Straight Up Wrestling Show. And if you like this video, man, hit that like, share, subscribe, hit that notification bell if you on YouTube. And man, if you on Twitch, do the same thing you do on YouTube. You on Twitter, man, hit that like, share, tweet, and retweet. And if you on Facebook, hit that like, share, join. Definitely, man. Check out the Straight Up Wrestling Show, man. Because hey, we trying to do it up, and we trying to bring you guys the best content that we can. But man, I'm HBT, Eric Bernard Taylor for the Straight Up Wrestling Show, man. See you guys. Peace.